Isolation Nation, hello. Welcome to Social Distancing Social Club. I'm giddy as a pear. I'm giddy as a peeled pear. Oh my god. I got a quick little sample there of Jenny Zigrino. It wasn't on purpose, but why not? Woo! I'm very excited now to introduce to you the second leg of the four-legged tripod that makes it the quarantine with Steve Hofstetter.
This is I'm dressed as my inner monologue right now.
Yes, because your heart and soul are black. You're afraid of joy.
No, hey, look, for Halloween, I'm an Antifa. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Look, Steve, you have a funny little white thread on your head. Oh, now it's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's just my hair. Anyway, if you want to support the show, please do so. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com, of course. Super chat on the YouTube. Do all of that stuff. I'd say throw in those Facebook stars, but I'm still demonetized. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the third leg of the four-legged tripod that makes up the quarantine, Chris Bauer.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Steve, the reason I never monetized my page in the first place is so I wouldn't be disappointed when it got demonetized. So, yeah, that's why I never monetized.
Yeah, that's...
And you know, Ben, I never thought you looked like Mr. Bean till right now. That filter was a Mr. Bean filter, I think. Queen Rachel's here. Queen,
how do you get a filter?
Oh, that was a filter. Yes.
I was hoping Ben was going to stay like that for the whole episode.
I thought maybe he just got his chin liposucked, you know, on both sides. Maybe the
liposucked sounds terrible.
Oh.
I had the most fun experience last night, by the way. I went to the Rolling Stones concert at the new SoFi Stadium with my dad and just had it was the best concert I've ever seen in my life. Every hit. Mick Jagger is 78 years old. He is moving his hips and running sprints and dancing for 2.5 hours. Gets down on his knees, gets back up. I can't even do that. He sounded perfect. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Ben, I can't believe you bought merch from the band you went to see. That's so tacky.
Free shirt.
That's great.
I am curious. How much do they sell a Rolling Stones t-shirt for at their concert?
$50 for a t-shirt. Some were $60, I think, and then in the parking lot between $10 and $20. And everyone had one on. I mean, everyone had one on. Yeah. I tried to resell my t-shirts that I bought in the parking lot for $20 for $150, and nobody bought them. I do have a video of this. I will be posting it at some point.
Oh my god.
You know, did any of the people that told us that drugs were wrong look at the Rolling Stones and go, yeah, maybe we were fucking wrong. Maybe do all the drugs you want and run around at 78 when everybody else has a broken hip and they didn't do anything.
No,
anyway,
I've made this comparison before, but it's like a glitch in a video game. In the old winter games, when you would fall just enough, you would get a perfect score. It's not that drugs are bad for you. I mean, drugs aren't bad for you. They are. It's that if you do all of them, then you're somehow okay. Like, it's the exact Rolling Stones amount.
And that, my friends, is called the Bowers theory. Anyway, we had a fun overnight game, guys. We had a fun overnight game.
Bowers syndrome.
Yes, exactly. It's like Benjamin Button, but more drunk. All right.
And he gets older quicker.
I really don't. Let's see. The game was what are other things to do with noodles? I don't know if they meant pool noodles or regular noodles, but Gus said my favorite was build the first ever car, the Chevy Impasta.
No,
that was the overnight game. Is there a Night King, right? She was the Night King.
Yes, the Night King game was Ghost, a TV show. And so I really liked Curtis Mason's Full Haunted House, right?
Nice.
How rude!
Okay. But my
Whatever happened to premonitions, you see?
Hey, you know how you get
you
the eyes.
Got it, dude.
You know how you get the sheet to look like a ghost. You take the eyes and you cut them out.
Everyone you boo, everyone all alone, and you're really scared.
Cut them out is really good.
Make your hair stand upon you. Boom.
You know what? Maybe that one should have won. But I really liked Frankie Berman's Booze Clues.
Oh, Booze Clues.
Right.
Yes.
Berman, congratulations. You're the Night King winner. Collect your prize at cscshow.com.
Booze Clues is where you and the dog find ghosts. It's also called Scooby-Doo. Anyway.
I don't know why. I just pictured a ghost that just loves movies, and so he like whispers to the house as they're trying to fall asleep, "Get out." Was a great film.
I just like the idea that Bowers is like, oh, I've been on a Booze Clues.
I have been on several Blues Clues. Usually when you're on a Booze Clues, afterwards you have no clues what happened. That's what Booze Clues were.
It's so weird. That
It's more of a
often
blues
Booze
anti-clue. It's more of a booze anti-clues, really. It's the more booze you have, the less clues, or more clues you need, I guess.
I've been on a few booze cruises myself, and that's the ship that they're offering you also to go snorkeling. It's like, as you're on the verge of vomiting, why don't you hold your breath as long as you can and see fish underwater?
You ever have them use the same snorkel to pour the shots in your face that you use to look at the fish? That's when you know you're starting.
I gotta say, I've never had a more relatable conversation on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel, you done snorkel shots. Come on, stop it.
I've never.
Well, step up your game.
All
Anyway,
right. Rachel's done snorkeling. You guys have done snorkeling shots. I haven't done either. Anyway, the point is, today's game, I'm finally home. I'm home. I'm back in Pittsburgh for a solid couple of days, and I'm very excited about it. So we are homing a band, taking the name of a band and making it about home somehow. For instance, Maroon 5 bedroom 3 bathroom, or Security System of a Down.
nice.
Good.
3 days grace before the bank forecloses. Anyway, the point is, take the name of a band. By the way, I have a story about 3 days grace being awful. You take the name of a band and you make it about a home somehow. And the way you participate is you comment on any of our feeds. But if you want yours to count toward the prize at the end of the show, as well as having a much better chance of being read on air, what you do is you comment with a tip, at least $5 of a super chat, a Venmo, or PayPal. And as always, if you're in the video front row, you get up to 2 entries for free. Now, before we do the video front row, a couple things. One, quick story about 3 days grace being awful. I was in Salt Lake City, and I was playing a venue, and all the artists who have played the venue have signed the wall. And so, and there's some really big people who have played there. Everyone from, Snoop to Elizabeth Warren. It's ridiculous. But on the wall, enormous.
I loved Elizabeth Warren when she used to tour with Snoop Dogg and
She had a better rap career. She had a better rap career than most people remember. Before she was the big secretary of the Homeland or whatever, she was a good rapper.
She's a senator, Bowers. But anyway, the point is, you take.
She was a secretary of something before she was a fucking senator. I'm losing what she was, but wasn't she secretary of something for Obama first?
She was a senator. So
She's only been a senator.
She has had she's had positions.
That's my fucking point. She was a cabinet member after she was a rapper before she was a senator. That's all.
Yes. She was. She's the forgotten member of the Wu-Tang Clan, actually.
everybody get
Hey,
that.
I will say this: Elizabeth Warren ain't nothing to fuck with. I will say that.
It's RZA, Eliza. That's
Elizabeth Warren G. Of course, we all know.
She's gonna regulate. That is for sure. That was one of her cabinets. Anyway.
she was not in the cabinet. Anyway, the point is,
Regulators, it's an excellent way to make sure that businesses don't take advantage of you.
yeah. The point is, she did do a great deal of regulation. But the point is, 3 Days Grace wrote their name in huge fucking 5-foot letters all over the wall. I think 7 different times. They painted their name over other bands. Just really, really dickish stuff. So when you sign a wall, don't do that.
But I mean, they told you right off the top they only had Grace for 3 days.
Yeah, that's true. It must have been the 4th day when they signed that wall.
That's right.
Here's my question, Steve. Who's a bigger asshole, 3 Days Grace or Nancy Grace? You think?
Oh, Nancy Grace for sure. Yeah. Won't someone please think of the children? Won't someone please think of exploiting the children?
Yeah. Every time a pretty white girl dies, she gets her wings. Anyway,
Oh my
I'm
God.
wondering why all these white girls keep going missing while I cover them.
All right. Well, before we do,
it's actually like Groundhog Day. Every time a white girl dies, there's 6 more weeks of Nancy Grace. It's not great. Anyway.
Oh my God. It's a new movie called Hedgehog Day. All right. So The point is, all right.
Is there a point?
There is a point. The big announcement to make.
We always like to do a Nancy Grace run before a big announcement on the show. It's always been our tradition.
That was the announcement.
If you set the bar low at Nancy Grace, then everything else is going to be better. Once we've talked about Nancy Grace, then no matter
what we're about to announce, you are still alive and you're not being covered by Nancy Grace. That's the good news.
The announcement is we are making fun of Nancy Grace. All right, now it's time. Okay, the announcement is obviously there have been a lot of scheduling problems over the last while as the world begins to open back up again.
It's a Monday. You don't say.
Yeah, the show's on a Monday right now. It's what, the fourth Monday we've ever done?
Third, and it's episode 333 today too.
Well, this was fate. This was all designed by Nancy Grace for ratings. But the point is, obviously, the schedules have been shifting a great deal. I have been fairly MIA with my tour. Rachel has an actual job now. Ben is on tour and in Disney Plus shows. Bowers has shown his dick at bars. There's like lots of, but at a nudist bar. It was supposed to be. He was supposed to show it. Yeah.
I actually got rebooked, which I think is a good sign.
Right. So the point is that we've always known that the schedule of the show would eventually have to change, and so it's going to. And the way this is going to work is, I obviously cannot be there as much as I would like to. So what we're going to be doing is. We are going to be doing in addition to weekly shows, and we'll talk about that in a second, we're going to be doing a once a month, very, very large show where I will be on those shows, and those will be on my channels and everything. And also we're going to try to get special guests, and those are going to be longer than usual. So those are going to be like this big kind of monthly spectacular. In addition to that,
we called the super duper so cool monthly mega spectacular, one huge show a month.
Yes. Without knowing the name of it, they wouldn't have gotten that at all. So thank you for...
You're the one that advocated the name be so huge. You didn't fucking say it.
I'm just fucking with you, all right? Anyway, the Wednesday show will continue as normal with guest host Jodie Sweden, as we have been doing, as well as Fuck It Fan Fridays will be continuing as normal. I'm going to try to pop into those when I can, but it's not something I will be on regularly. And so that is the schedule change.
And the big deal is those are going to be on Ben's YouTube as well. So we're going to move those the Monday Friday show.
I don't worry about
laugh. That's real.
Not
that's
a
actually
joke.
real.
That's not a joke. I know we've been setting this joke up for 2 years. So because the algorithm kind of when this show's on Steve's.
Did Ben just shut his camera off?
Not a joke.
They physically laughed at Ben's YouTube. Listen, the point is because Steve's socials, the algorithm gets fucked up. So we're gonna put the Wednesdays and Fridays will be on Ben's YouTube and socials, and then the big monthly spectacular will be on Steve's socials, and then we also have all our other shows. So we've got Origin Stories and Glebe Off the Top and Ask Us Everything and all kinds of other ways to entertain you guys.
Yeah, we're also gonna be adding some new fun things to the Patreon. That'll all be explained later. But that's the schedule change. So that's how it's gonna work.
Exactly right. And so it's going to be cool. We're still doing 8 regular weekly shows a month, plus the big mega spectacular, which will be like 2 or 3 shows in one. It's going to be really fun. And some changes have to happen. That's the way shit goes.
I don't think we said, so this is starting November. So our new schedule will start November. I think it's November 3rd, that first Wednesday. Yeah.
Also, by the way, I do like the idea that Ben was just like, we're going to be doing 8 weekly shows a month. I know what you meant. I know that in the average month, we'll have 8 of the shows in addition to the monthly one, but it just made me laugh at your conception of time.
What did I get wrong there?
The idea of 8 weekly shows sounds like 8 shows a week. And it also sounds like 8 days a week, which we definitely don't have.
2 weekly shows per month, 8 a week.
I'm just laughing at the idea that Ben, that this entire time, maybe we've been missing sound check. And Ben is in a different timeline somehow.
Can we go back to Nancy Grace real quick? My question is this.
Wait.
Who do you think likes being covered by Nancy Grace less? A dead white girl or her husband? That's my question.
Oh my God. So, do you think there is anyone who has been less aptly named in the world?
So So her name is an oxymoron. Is that what you're saying? She's like Jumbo Shrimp.
The idea that Grace is in her name is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, she may as well have been named Barbara Decorum. It's
Kind of begs the question: How do we not start calling Karens Nancy's? We should have called them Nancy's from the very beginning. That's way better than Karen. That's
well, Nancy was used for a different thing, and it shouldn't have been. So that's why.
That's true. That's true. That's when you short a putt in golf, you're called a Nancy. I get it. All right.
Jim Nance.
Jim Nance, yes. I can't believe what I just saw. All right, what are we doing now? Where are we at? What are we doing? We introduced the front row now?
Are we done talking about the thing?
I don't know. I think Ben's still in the Rick and Morty verse.
I don't know. Did we finish the basically the
I think we did.
The announcement is that we wanted to make sure, obviously, that we still are doing as many shows as we can, and that you guys still have the community that you love and that we love. And we're going to do our best to make everybody still super happy. The Patreon is still going to be chock full of all the value. We made sure that we're adjusting everything as necessary, but it'll still be great. We've actually improved some of the tiers to make them really cool. You'll be seeing all of that announced this week sometime on the Patreon.
Yeah, so we'll do it this week. So that way you have about a week before the changes take effect.
That's correct.
And also, I do need to announce that the reason my schedule has gotten so ridiculous is because I'm going to be co-hosting a new panel show. It is with Lenny Dykstra, Kevin Sorbo, and that Marine that tried to kill me.
Nice. It's called Go Fuck Yourself with Steve Harvey.
I'm going to be hosting half an episode before they murder me. It's going to be great.
And just to announce too, Leedy's going to be, because she's obviously on tour as well with Steve, Leedy's going to be joining the monthly shows. And we will announce the monthly dates probably at the beginning of every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be at a fluctuating date whenever we can all be there, so we know that we'll be able to be there for you guys on that and all that good stuff. So
and we've got Taylor for all the episodes. So
yes.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. And we're gonna post when the show's done today. We're gonna post all this again, so you a little bit more clear. If any of it was confusing, it'll be reposted in textual words as well.
All right, do the VFR, Ben.
On that note, video front row, please turn on your cameras, join the party. It is time for the VFR. What a good-looking group of folks right here. I love seeing the gallery view first. It gives me a nice sense of where we're going today. Very excited to start, as we often do, with Front Row Steve and Crimson Tressed Val.
love your new hair.
Your hair, baby. Love it. Yes.
I, in particular, like it.
Yes.
I'll see you at the meeting, Val.
It's inside.
Yeah. It's inside at night in the dark. Some redheads can hang out.
We are joined by the always twirly, always swirly. It's Debs, everybody. Good to have you, Debs. Good to see you. And we've got a very toned down Brad Clark just coming to us from one guy shining a light from his neighbor's house instead of outer space.
One street lamp. Usually it's outer space. Now it's one street lamp far away.
One street lamp.
That is an unidentified street lamp.
That's right. That's right. It's a USL. It's also where kids go learning. Where kids go learn English, no? Okay, fair enough.
What?
ESL, USL, close enough to each other. I thought maybe that would be for comedic value. Apparently, I was wrong. Thanks. Excuse me for just 1 second.
I mean, Rachel should take
Great.
ESL classes.
Yeah,
Rachel should take ESL classes. I get that.
Rachel, we're taking an ESL class. You probably call it a USL class. Anyway, point is,
English is a second language. It's English as a second language is what it means, Rachel. You know. But
Yep. We're joined by Tamothy. You look the same as when you were 49, Tam. You don't need to hide your face. You look great. Tamothy, Monday shows are extra weird. That is correct. Good to see you, Tamothy. We are joined by the woo himself. It's Jason Wooten, everybody. Coming to us deeper angles. Like he's trying to give Angles a run for his angles.
Angles.
Right. Damn straight. Damn straight. And coming to us right now, I'll let you finish that yawn before we continue. There you go. Some say that.
Oh, a pre-tip.
Some say that she's lost that loving feeling. It's Kelly McGillis, everybody. Good to have you, Kel.
Take me to bed or lose me forever. Wait, that was Meg Ryan. Sorry.
We are joined by the artist formerly known as Angles. It's Frank Notaro. Good to see you, Frank. And we're joined from the Who Ride. Who? Coitus Mason, everybody. Coming to us with the flap of his hat up like he's about to join an Italian bike race. There you go. And we are joined by a man who's still bandanaed, but not in his office, so we can't. Apparently, the animals have been breeding out of control, and it's just a real orgy in there. It's Sean Ehrlich being pushed out of his bedroom. The animals, by the overrunning animals. And we are joined by Jojo Josepha Snyder. Nice SDSC poster right there. Loves it. Very nice, Josepha. And we are joined by the Yokester himself, coming to us with the Martin Grant Reddit shirt. It is Patrick Yoakley.
Yo.
Good to see you, Yokes. And coming to us straight from Australia, eating a salad almost as to mock Bowers right to his very existence. And Ruse.
Oh, I thought she was demonstrating what a kangaroo eats. I thought this was what she was doing.
I don't think they eat lettuce or olives because olives are gross.
Olives are not gross. Olives are delicious. You can put them on your fingers too, and then eat. It's almost you're eating these like finger animals. Anyway, the point is, also,
That's
I'll just
Cheetos.
preview this one thing since it just came up. One exciting thing we're adding to the Patreon is you will now be able to make Bowers eat whatever you want, not just vegetables, fucking whatever.
Wait,
So-
no bugs or human flesh. That's why I draw the line.
Yes. Bowers really wanted that delineated.
Okay.
Saying, I've heard if you get even a little human flesh, it really changes you. So I don't want to go down that road.
It does,
Oh,
Taylor.
Bowers, that's exaggerated. You don't know. Oh, I mean nothing.
And our first mega monthly spectacular show guest, which is Army Hammer. That seems uncanny. Very crazy booking. That's so wild. And we are joined from Blankenship, Liverpool. It's Rebecca Fisher, everybody. Great to have you, Rebecca. One of these days I'm going to ask you to take those pins out of the wall that are there for no reason, but today's not that day.
There's no pins.
Oh, is it just little markings?
Yeah, there's drawings
Holding
on
up the wall,
from
Ben.
kids.
Drawings on the wall.
Those
Sure.
are load-bearing drawings. You can't take those down the whole wall.
We are joined by a woman who is leaning against a zebra/cowhide, it looks like.
Oh, copy.
Okapi. Oh, that's the Okapi that I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. There.
That's exciting. Live from Australia, live from behind an Okapi. Careful it does not buck you. It's Zara Bending, everybody.
Yes, fuck me. We do it.
Oh, did you hear that?
I kind of heard it. I heard
She's not,
enough.
here,
that
she's not here to buck spiders, but she'll buck a zebra.
I got that completely. We're joined by Last Row Steve. It's Steve Hirsch, everybody.
Good old back of the bus, Steve. We love it.
And we are joined from a woman whose whiteboard indicates she hasn't been spending a lot of time focused on work lately. It's Andrea Gordon.
Maybe she's just very efficient, Ben. She erases the whiteboard when she finishes a task, and she finishes tasks.
Why would you write something on a whiteboard if you didn't want to keep it up there for 9 years?
I have to erase the whiteboard every time I join the show. I can't leave anything from my work on the whiteboard, so it'll
That's
always
fair.
be clean. Yeah.
That's fair.
There you go.
I love that your work is so understanding that they're like, sure, you can do a 90-minute show from work. Just don't let them have any idea what our business does.
Or they just don't know I'm doing it. That's also a possibility.
I'm assuming that
Yeah.
you use permanent markers on your whiteboard, right, Ben? Like, I don't think you use erasable markers. I would imagine.
Aren't
And right
erasable
now-
markers, the point of them is to erase stuff, right? Why would I
But
possibly?
I'm just assuming once you put something on your whiteboard, it just stays there forever till.
Yeah, that's because I tried it the other way, and just writing the word save doesn't get Carmel to not erase it in anger. He doesn't ever get angry.
You also, by the way, Ben, you should use a whiteboard, not an Etch-a-Sketch. That's also part of the problem.
That's not what I said to Mitt Romney when I ran his campaign. It's a very particular political joke from back in the day. You guys remember?
I had a buddy that whenever he was mad at his wife, whenever his wife was mad at him, she'd erase his shows off the DVR. I thought that was kind of a spiteful douchey move.
That is mean.
Like if he was late, he'd come back and he didn't have any of his fucking shows. I'm like, oh, that's fucking neat.
That's fucking mean to do. That's mean to do. But you know what's nice to do is to help people in their time of need in an emergency room. That's what the good doctor Abibier does. Abibier is joining us. Happy right. Great to have you, Abibier. And we are joined live from Notre Dame, a place where I got robbed right across the street. No, it's not Notre Dame? Okay.
Nope.
What is that?
It's the Duomo in Milano.
The Domo Molambo?
I love their cookies. Those are some of my favorite cookies. Favorite cookies come from that church.
Duomo di Milano. It's the Milano.
That's how you say Notre Dame in Italian?
Yep. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Yes.
That's in Milan, correct?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. Bowers had that. He made that's for the people. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. Thank you for
fire,
coming
Ben.
to us. What's that?
I said you're on fire today.
Thank you so much.
So was Notre Dame.
True.
Oh wow.
The fucking rich
Too soon.
millionaires did not donate to put me out. You know what I mean? Which is some bullshit. No one's paying to rebuild me.
There's still smoke coming out of that thing. You can't make that.
Actually, Ben, based on how the campaign went, a bunch of rich people did pay to put you out.
That's a good point, Press Secretary Steve Hofstetter.
We didn't have enough money. We didn't have. We couldn't do it.
I think I donated almost $15. I don't know what you guys were doing.
Bowers was within $15 of donating $15.
No, I gave him some. I gave some money. I got to pay him.
That's very sweet of you. That's very, very sweet of you. You listen, at least we got a great story out of it. Jennifer story. Ladies and gentlemen. By
Yeah,
Jennifer.
motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
Nice hat,
Much
Jen.
language.
Nice
This is
hat.
a family show. This is a family show.
She got Mahatma Gandhi. I appreciate that. We mailed
Oh, she already got it.
Yeah, we mailed
Nice.
it from Florida. Is that an homage to Gus behind you, or are you saying, hey? Is that what you're saying?
Nice.
If Christian Bale and Gus Walsh had a baby, that would be a. And that probably will never happen. That probably will
And
never
God
happen.
knows Gus is trying. Gus is trying.
I don't know if you ever heard that Christian Bale tirade on that set. That was actually what that was about.
Yep. I just picture Batman coming in being like, hey. We are joined live from Germany by Aranka Hindeke, everybody.
I'll get back.
Welcome back. Great to see you with a new with a new vibe. Everything. The hue, there's got like a hue on your camera. It's all different. It looks great. It looks great. It looks really great. There were a lot of shitty doodle days we recently had. You weren't here, and Lady's here now, and you're here. This is some bullshit. We need to coordinate that better. And we are joined by downtown Lindsey Brown, everybody, coming to us from Beneath the Shelf, a new documentary series, Beneath the Shelf, coming out soon on ESPN. And we are joined by Adrian. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Adrian.
Happy birthday, Adrian.
Thank
you.
Weird last name.
Yes. But once a year, it really works out. Happy birthday. Do you wear the tiara every day or just on birthdays?
Usually just on birthdays, but sometimes.
Copy that. And do you stand in front of a regal curtain on most days or just on birthdays?
These are actually new.
They're new, you said?
Yes,
I dig 'em.
these are our new curtains in our
I
house.
dig 'em.
Adrian, Ben is just trying to find an excuse whether or not he can wear a tiara every day. So if you could just say yes, you can. It'll-
Okay, yes, I give you permission.
Perfect.
And if you ever get tired of those curtains, send them to me. I'll make them into a coat. Those look cool.
I'll give you the
And
pattern.
shoes.
Titans.
Very excited to be joined here by Wendy Swerdlow. Good to have you, Swords. Nice to see you. She's a woman of few swords. And it's great to have him back in the house. His guitar's missing, probably just laying on the bed smoking a cigarette. It's Chris Balls, everybody. Good to see you, LaBalls. We missed you. After that intro, you won't be back again for 6 months. We get it. We totally get it.
LaBelle's the only guy with a guitar with a spit valve. It's not good.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's full of semen. It's full of semen, so he has to have a. You get it? You get the joke?
Let's just say his guitar frets more than most. We are joined by Greg Barely Made It Jackson. Great to have you, Greg. Hope you're solving crimes and then telling Sherlock Holmes about them on account of the pipe. I could have done better with that. And
Wait, has anybody done a joke about LaBelle's guitar having a G string?
when LaBelle shared with his parents growing up that he was guitar sexual, his family said to him, "Every good boy does fine."
Oh my god.
A very particular guitar joke. If you ever studied guitar, you'd really appreciate that one. Google it, and you'll laugh later. And last but not least, drawing all the festivities here today, the triumphant return of Lady Corbin, everybody.
How was tour, Leeds? How was your first tour? Was it the first leg of it? Was it good?
Yeah, good. I just toured with Steve for about a month and a bit, and wow, I'm exhausted. But I got back and I slept for about 11 hours straight. But I'm so excited to be back on the road in like a week.
Well, Leedy, I mean, it's my fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you pull the bus. That was a little much, but.
I'm very excited because I get to go somewhere I've never been before. I get to go to Florida. This will be an experience.
Oh shit.
Don't walk too close to any body of water, if at all possible.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs in them that just grab people out of there.
Lady, what was there one thing you didn't expect? One thing that surprised you about tour that like you did? Was there one thing that like you?
What surprised me about tour? I thought that I would get booed way more often than just the second to last day of tour.
Booed? Somebody booed you?
Well, in fairness, Leedy.
Were they ghosting a Leedy?
This is me saying this. Leedy is fucking brutal to people who deserve it. Like absolutely brutal. And the second to last show was in Holland, Michigan, and that crowd was so ridiculous that about 10 minutes into my set, I was just like, this can't work this way, and I just had to do crowd work because they just interrupting everything, answering rhetorical questions, just super drunk. And so when Leedy started her segment, she gave the audience an F- in audiencing. And then they booed that, and then she goes fine, and she erases it and goes G-, and she just kept fucking lowering it.
It's hilarious.
They sucked.
In their defense, in Michigan, that's not called really drunk. It's just called regular drunk. But
Yeah.
I thought it was nice that Leedy was slowly teaching them what letters were.
most of them didn't know past H. They didn't get the joke after that.
Also, if it makes you feel any better, Leeds, Bowers gets boozed the second he gets to the club. It's the only way he can get the confidence to go on stage.
I didn't take it personally. It was they sucked. So.
Yeah.
No, I mean you should take the booze personally, but other than that, it sounds like you had a good time.
I love when a crowd's bad saying, you know what, guys, I'm sure you're great individually, but you should never hang out as a group ever again. This was bad. Don't ever go anywhere as a group again because you're terrible.
Yeah, there was actually someone during the Q&A who asked, because we have 2 more shows in Western Michigan coming up, and someone asked if the show is going to be the same, to which we all laughed because we're like, how the fuck could it possibly be the same? And then I think it was Jarrett was like, well, maybe if you guys all show up, if you guys just create a psycho email list and just find out the next time we're going to be there and just all show up together and ruin it again. Yeah, sure, it'll be the same.
What a weird, like if people just came to your shows just to ruin them, like Fish, but in reverse somehow. Like you just followed you around the country just to not laugh at your joke. What a fucking weird flex that would be.
It was very, very strange. They started in with Brett a little bit, and by the time I got on stage, they were just so fucking drunk. This one woman kept saying how, like, it was very, very weird. She said she was from Eastern Kentucky, and she was like 30 miles from West Virginia, or 30 miles from Tennessee and 47 miles from Virginia. Like, it was very specific. So I was like, how do you know that specifically? She's like, well, because I'm from here. And I was like, but I don't, what? But this is Western Michigan. How do you know? And she goes, well, I was from my hometown and then moved here. And I was like, what's your hometown? And she goes, here. And I was like, what? I just drove from your hometown to here just now on stage. It was, yeah.
I thought of something else that did surprise me. I thought that some of the minor heckles, like if you took one of those heckles Steve just said, but just one of those throughout the show, to me, that's like major heckling. To Steve, he's like, yeah, we haven't really gotten heckled much this tour. And I'm like, what? I just drew like 20 different people yelling things out. And he's like, I mean, yeah.
By the way, a good thing about it becoming fall is we are now back to Sweater Milton.
Yay!
Nice.
Yay! Sweater Milton.
We have
All right,
comics.
you know what? We got two great comics we got to get to if we're going to get this show on the road. So, you guys, we have two great comics. Jenny Zigrino is back. Jenny Z, how are you?
Hi.
Hey.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
The first. There we go.
I know you're Jewish, but Christmas isn't for a while, Jenny. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what day it is. Has anyone known what day it is? For years?
Wait, are you still quarantining by yourself? Are you still in the whole deal? Like,
No, I'm just stressed.
okay. Well, if a Christmas tree makes you feel better, I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
Also, Bowers, October 18th is Jewish Christmas. That's when we celebrate it.
My bad.
Yeah, didn't you know that?
I did not know that. But
Neither did I. Thanks, Steve.
That's when we started hatching the plan to kill Jesus.
Yeah, we all had a Zoom meeting and
A doom meeting.
Doom me. There you go. Also, Jared Kassebaum is here. Jared, how you doing, buddy? Woo!
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Where
Thanks
are
for
you in
having
your
me.
childhood? Are you in your childhood bedroom? What are you doing?
I'm not. I'm in my fiance's bedroom right now, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Get married in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, congrats, man. Cool. Very cool.
Interesting. Now, why would you do that?
Had advised some bad wisdom over the years, you know. I really bought it all.
I copy that.
Quick story about Jewish Christmas. Today, I was walking Milton, and I ran into a couple of people from the neighborhood. One of whom is a survivor from the Tree of Life synagogue shooting.
Oh,
And the other person asked him how he was, and he said, well, a little shaky. October 27th is coming up, and that's the anniversary, and I just want to get past this month. And then she starts to tell him how Jesus will help him past this month. And it was very difficult to try to explain to her, no, that one's not ours.
Yep. And also, Jared, just to help explain here, whenever we have a new comic on the show, we always start with a Jewish school shooting analogy just to kind of warm you up.
I get it. People
It's a
assume I'm
synagogue,
Jewish.
Ben.
People assume I'm Jewish in LA all the time, you know. So I get it. It happens all the time.
Not Jewish?
I'm not Jewish. What's crazy? I'm from the Midwest, and when you're in the Midwest, you have a German last name. You're just German. But when you're in LA with a German last name, you're probably Jewish.
Even that way. Wow. Also, your fiance went all out on the decorations on those walls. My goodness.
Yeah. We're still moving in the posters.
Yeah. Well,
The band poster.
Yeah,
If
right.
you'd like to pick out any 5 things, I'll ship it to you.
My prize for the day.
Jared, we're actually gonna move your box into Ben's box, like really old Wheel of Fortune, or really old. I think it was Wheel of Fortune, right?
Yeah, the white dog. I'll take the ceramic dog for 300. That one.
Yeah, I'll take the Mad One's pillow. I'll take the globe, and he's like, which globe?
Nice. Rach, you got anything to catch up on? Or we got any tips coming in? What we got? We got any
Yeah,
generals?
we got a couple generals before we get to the comics. So Emmanuel sent us $50 and said, "Love your stuff. So Steve, I've been watching your videos almost constantly for the past few days, and it's been a hilarious time."
Well, I would like to just say first, thank you, and second, I'm so sorry.
Wait, they meant your comedy videos, right, Steve?
Oh yeah, so then thank you.
Bunce wants to know, Steve, when's your next book coming out?
Oh, final edits are in process right now, so hopefully by New Year's. I'm working on it.
You know, I have an announcement too, and this is the thing I've been a lot of times people write a book and then people buy it just to support them and they don't read it. So I'm just not going to write it. So if you want to Venmo me $24.99 and not read the book I didn't write, Bowers Comedy. So
I would
that will
actually
save everybody
say-
some time. It'll save you $24 from going to the bookstore, and then I don't have to write a book. So
And having read Bowers' emails, that is the recommended way to read his book.
no, I'm saving everyone some time. You do not want to spend the 3 hours it would take to read it. So just send me $24.99 and we'll call it a day. Anyway, what else we got, Rich?
Bowers, I have a feeling that your book would take about 9 minutes to read, and you just need to make sure you're not too close so you don't get popped in the eye when you turn the page.
Wouldn't get popped in the eye, Ben, but I get what you're saying.
Frankie Berman said he found out some cool news today is that Hulu is making the Mel Brooks History of the World Part 2 into a streaming series, and Mel is going to be writing and producing the show.
What?
Oh my god.
Yes.
And
I
that
was
is
hoping
why we're changing the schedule of our show to accommodate.
To be honest,
So weird because today my friend asked what my favorite movie was, and I was like, "Oh, History of the World Part 1."
nice.
Like, and I hadn't even thought about it, and then now you bring me the best Christmas wish ever.
I was hoping our big schedule change was that we'd been picked up by Netflix, but you know, whatever.
Also, a lot of people don't know this, but Mel Brooks is the guy who killed Jesus. It's really crazy. He's been around a long time.
He was the oldest man.
And Hitler.
He was a
Jesus and Hitler.
1,000-year-old man, or whatever, right?
Abby Wright sent in $24.99 for Bowers' book, so we've sold 1 copy so far today, guys.
Bowers, if you outsell me, you motherfucker.
Let's get Bowers' book to the top of the charts, everybody.
It's just in.
Bowers,
We've sold 2 copies. Steph Andrews.
if Bowers writes a not book and it charts above mine somehow.
I sold not T-shirts in DC the last show, and I said, look, it costs $25 to print them, ship them, bring them here in a suitcase. I make about $8. Let's just send me $8. We'll call it a day. And I sold 4 fake T-shirts. So that was
Well,
great.
there you go. We're on number 3 and a hood. I can't wait for the next one.
All right, if you guys want to pre-order my book,
Look, I mean, it's a great idea, really, because people pre-order books all the time, and it's like, it's an easy read. It just breezes by. People love Bowers' book. It feels like you didn't read it.
Bowers' not book costs more than my actual book.
Hey, real quick, he's now up to 4. Thank you, Crystal Bell. Entitled
When you
Golden
don't write an
Hour.
actual book, you can price it whatever you want. That's the main.
It's infinity pages.
Did you hear
Bowers wrote a
Bell's
textbook.
book title? For
Oh.
Bowers? It's entitled Golden Bowers.
Oh,
I'd like to officially announce I'm not into golden bowers. All right, let's
Trump
do a
pre-ordered.
set.
Trump
All right, let's do
pre-ordered
that.
5 copies. Anyway,
The last chapter of Bowers' book is called Urine Show Business.
you're in show business.
You know what? I really do enjoy the narrative arc.
All right, we're ready. Let's do a set.
I
It
did,
is
under
not
my,
available for streaming.
oh.
I did it under my pen name, IP Freely. Okay, let's get to a comic.
Let's do it.
Coming right now is Jenny Zigrino, everybody. Woo!
Oh, hi everybody. I guess speaking of peeing, you know, intro. I've been single for a while now. It's to the point where like if I see a dude peeing in public, I just am like, oh, does it still look the same? Like, and I'm like, it's still so beautiful. And I had to break up with a guy a bit ago because he started to smell like my brother. And I was like, it's so weird. And I'm like, no, it's not. It would be way weirder if I was like, I'm dating this guy. He smells like my brother. Close my eyes and I dream a little bit. Like that's way creepier than just being like, oh, he kind of smells weird. And I realized though I'm not ready for a relationship, and the reason why is so I was sitting down and I was about to watch some porn, and I had the sound on, which you're treating yourself. You are settling in for the night. I'm not talking about headphones. I'm talking about through my laptop computer speaker. Okay. Open the window, let the neighborhood know. So I was watching this couple make passionate love, and then in the middle of it, they started holding hands, and then I started crying. So then I had to like close my computer, and I was just like, no, their love is so pure. You're staring into that, so we don't deserve it. So I'm just gonna be off the market for a little bit, and I just feel like I'm 34, so like dating advice for me is so different than it is for like Gen Z, right? Gen Z advice is just like, you know what? Like, don't even look, don't even try, just like stop looking. It's just gonna show up when like you least expect it. It's just gonna show up. And then when you're 34, they're just like, get on every fucking app you can, okay? You like die alone? What is wrong with you? And they're like, in your 20s, they're like, just don't settle, okay? You have your whole life ahead of you, queen. Don't settle. And at 34, they're like, fucking settle, all right? You are no longer a queen. You are a bar wench that cleans up piss at the end of the night. Make a choice. My favorite one of all is when they're like, if it's not a fuck yeah, then it's a fuck no. And at 34, it's like, if it's not a then it's a, oh yeah, it's fine. It's all right, whatever. I haven't said anything racist yet, so that's pretty good. I do want to give you guys a pickup line that I wrote for all the people who are out here trying to fuck. And Queen Rachel, will you be my guest for this?
I would love to, Jenny. Anything for you.
You're me, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're meeting at a bar, okay? Hey girl, what's up?
How are you doing?
Oh, that's a lot of questions. I was not prepared for that. But look, I saw you from across the room, and I just wanted to tell you that you remind me of my foreskin.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like I've been missing you my whole life.
One at a time, I gotta go.
So close to bucket. This is gonna be a real quick. So I'm practicing some jokes for. I'm shooting a special in less than. So bear with me, everybody. This is gonna be a really weird switch, but so I'm a fat person. Where are my other fat people at? Just give me like a love it. And I realize like what a fat phobic society we live in, right? Like all my friends are like, sugar's the enemy. Sugar's so addictive. My friend was like, you know what, Jen? They took rats and they gave them cocaine water and they gave them sugar water. And guess what? They all drank the sugar water. And I was like, well, maybe, have you thought that sugar water just tastes better than cocaine water? We've all done cocaine, right? No one's ever like, oh man, the drip is the best part. Just love yourselves, everybody. Life is over. We're all gonna die. So who gives a shit? Like, be fat and take naked photos of yourself. Okay, I think I'm gonna end on this. I think my time's coming to an end. I have no idea what time I'm at. So I'm an actress in Hollywood. I'm 34, which means I don't work because no one knows what to do with me, right? They're just like, well, she's too old to be a mom, but she's too young to be dead. So they don't know what to do. And so I went in for this role right before quarantine started, like my last in-person audition, and I do this role, and I'm acting the shit out of it. And then the casting agent stops me in the middle of it and goes, you're too pretty. No one's gonna believe you're a lesbian. And I was like, I will eat you out right now. Like, he's acting. I'll do it. And with that, thanks, guys. I'm Jenny.
Zigrino, everybody. Jenny Zigrino. Tip jar is open. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com. Of course, Super Chat on the YouTube. Do all of that stuff. By the way, Jenny, two things with that pickup line. One, I thought there's a lot of questions was the line at first.
Great line.
I was not ready for someone to be like, how are you?
Yeah.
How are you?
Also, the idea of you remind me of my foreskin. Yeah, I've been missing you my whole life. My parents want me to get rid of you, and I'll cut you off in 8 days. Anyway.
Wow. Wow, that's more of an anti-pickup line. That's more of a heck. That's more of a destroy heckler than get laid line, Steve. But I get what you're saying. I get where you're going.
What do you want me to say? We'll only be seen together in public once? Like, what else?
That is like a breakup letter to the girl being like, babe, I'm just a foreskin, okay? Leave you in 8 days.
Because it looks like you've been kissed by a mohel. All right.
I'll leave you in 8 days, but someone will say a prayer over it.
Look, I'm not ordering anything except for the calamari. You know what I mean?
Isn't that like a weird thing where like the grandfather has to hold the baby? I don't know. I've been to one bris in my life, and
I actually had to give my nephew. My sister was like, "Oh, we're gonna give you this honor. You hand the baby to the mohel." And I was like, "No, that's not an honor. I'm the last guy that should be protecting him." And then I'm like, "Here," and I give him to the guy who snips him. He's gonna fucking hate me.
That's why you never take your own dog to get neutered, man. Send your buddy down with that dog. You don't put that dog in that car ride. He's gonna remember his whole life.
Yep. You just pick the dog up with a treat, being like, "I'm so sorry they did that to you. I'm here to rescue you."
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the honor to take the baby afterward and say, "I'm so sorry they did this to you. They massacred my boy."
I would like to be the guy that gives a little bit of whiskey in the kid's gums, though. That's the one thing he likes.
My favorite pickup line I've ever seen, Jenny, I had a buddy who used to walk up to a girl and he'd take a drink out of her hand and he would chug the whole thing and go, "Looks like somebody needs a drink." But they would get pissed, but they would make him go to the bar to buy him a new drink, and then he had like however long that took to win him back over. It worked about half the time. It was not a bad move.
Yeah, and based on the bar, that could be like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I
think all pickup lines work at least at the most half the time. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on. Look, it just depends on if you're into the person that's picking you up, and that's really what it comes down to.
That is true. No,
guys are always like, "I don't know why girls don't like being hit on. I'd love if girls hit on me." It was like, yeah, but that's not what's happening. Girls like when girls hit on them too. They're getting hit on by guys they don't want to fuck, which by your homophobia, your whole life you hate that. Like everything you've told me your whole life means you hate when guys you don't want to fuck talk to you. So fuck off.
That whole theory is actually chapter 4 of Bauer's book. It's called "This Is Also Not a Chapter."
And thanks to the sales of the book, he no longer has to write chapter 11.
Boom. We can sell enough to get us out of chapter 7. We'll fucking okay.
Ours is a not York Times bestseller.
I love the idea. You're right. Cocaine water would not be a thing that anyone would choose. Oh, for sure. That's a solid point.
What is that? Also, they're fucking rats. Like, who gives a shit?
Fair enough, but I mean, there's not a far cry between rats and penguins, and I feel like sometimes penguins are made of coke.
What?
Oh, this is very specific Coca-Cola penguin you had. Oh,
okay.
you were referencing the thing on your desk we've never seen. Oh, good
Then
job.
I was going to introduce it.
Sorry we didn't get your
Punchline of it.
joke. Sorry we didn't get your very inside joke with yourself. My bad.
Take that
You
one.
guys know
man.
how our jokes work. Sometimes the punchline comes at the end.
Yeah, but Bowers, in fairness, both Ben and Glebe laughed at that joke.
Thank you, Elizabeth F, for this, okay?
All right, Rach, we got tips coming in.
All right, let's go to some tips. Frankie Berman tipped you and said, funny set. It's better.
No, we
Oh, I
lost you for a
froze.
second.
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
back.
back.
I'm back. Frankie said he tipped you, Frankie Berman. Funny set. It's better that your ex smelled like your brother than kissing like your brother, like in Back to the Future.
That is true.
That was his mom.
Andrea sent you $10 and said, use this for an extra long HDMI cable when you really want to treat yourself and watch it on your TV screen.
No.
There you go. 72-inch
I know
porn.
I need to see fluids that up close. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Oh, you don't want to hear that in surround sound?
What porn are you watching where they're holding hands, by the way? I think I got
Well, that's what I was like. What the fuck? I was very upset. It was not what I signed up for. Okay. It was really out of left field on that one. Okay.
All right. Megan tipped you $10 and said, this fat rat loves you. Hilarious as always. Dana sent you $10. Great set. Maybe your fat, nasty friends are miserable and jealous.
True. I mean, I don't keep company of fat, nasty friends. Unless they're fat and nasty, you know what I mean?
Oh shit! Oh, I put the ass in nasty, girl. Let's go.
Brad Clark sent you $24.99 and said, I'm sorry we're weird. Here's a copies of Bauer's book to make up for it.
I'm gonna review that shit on Amazon.
Don't sell my book on eBay, Jenny. I know you don't want to read it either, but don't sell it secondhand on eBay. That'll be me.
Steph sent you $10. I stopped going on Tinder after my Nazi guy. Amazing set.
Ooh, a Nazi guy, like a reenactor Nazi? Because I'm into that.
He was a collector, she said. He had a bunch of memorabilia.
He was just someone that she chose to not see.
Oh.
I'll show myself out. You guys are right.
Chili Lee Dog sent each comic $10. Zara tipped and said, I relate.
Thank you.
Front row Steve sent you $10. So funny. The foreskin line is what I used to woo Val the first time. It worked.
Yeah, that was foreskin and 7 years ago.
Also, there's not a person in this house that believes that Steve is circumcised. Let's be honest.
It was too long. The moil felt bad.
That's right. That's right. Not Steve Hofstetter. I see Steve looks confused.
I'm gonna move on.
I was talking about Steve Hofstetter.
Steve uses his foreskin as an inner tube when he goes swimming.
Extra water bottle. Just keep a little. Keep some in there.
The Grim Retail sent you $10 and said, fellow fat person here, great set.
Thank you.
And then Tam Brown tipped you, I hate the rats and sugar studies. And those people who say that sugar activates the same brain receptors as cocaine, guess what else does? Playing with puppies.
Yes, it does. Wait, speaking of which,
I will say that most of the rats chose the sugar water, but the ones that chose the cocaine. Oh, I can't compete. My joke can't compete.
Look at that.
Oh,
That dog
Clearly a
dog is
Bill's
on
day.
That dog is on a ton of cocaine. Look at that thing. Right. Stoned out of its mind.
What they don't tell you is that it's a lot harder to snort puppies. Nobody ever mentions that.
And then let's see, we had some generals. Bunce, happy birthday to our one day early very own Deanie McQueen. Happy birthday, Dina.
Hey, happy birthday, Dean.
And then Jeremy says, happy birthday to you tomorrow. I love you beyond words.
Aw.
Very sweet.
That's really sweet to say how much he loves Bunst, but isn't kind of some wrong way to direct his attention. It's really strange. Also, speaking of Bunst, really quick, I do have to share that the prop of the month that Bunst has sent to me is hands down the best prop she has ever sent me. Check out what I get. Really, really exciting, you guys. This is a pastry chef that made these cookies that Bunst sent. And check this out. They say on them, thanks, Ben, SDSC and Mad Ones rule. And they are delicious. So thank you, Bunst, so very much.
I will be coming over and eating all of those. Thank you.
100%. You have about 8 minutes till they're almost gone.
Oh, God. Jenny Mary L sent you $10 and said, "Have nothing to add to this punathon. Just a great set."
Yeah.
Bunston Adler tipped for Leedy kicking ass in Michigan.
Nice.
Good job, ladies.
By the way, it also wasn't just Michigan. She was brutal in so many different cities. It was great.
They all deserved it. I never attacked them. I promise.
It has got to be an amazing feeling, Leedy, to come off tour for the first time and have everybody tell you live on the air how hilarious you were on Steve Hofstadter's tour. I haven't heard any of these Steve compliments.
We all know
Are you saying we need to be complimenting Steve on his own tour?
Oh, I'm just saying that.
Oh,
Supposed
Steve,
to be a
you did
slam
so
at
good.
Steve.
Steve,
That was
you're
supposed to be a
amazing.
slam at Steve, but
Thank
Steve
you, Leedy. I really appreciate
it.
that. Very kind of you to say.
The 65 times I watched your show, it was amazing.
And she laughed 64 times total.
Let's see. Tam said, "Hey, Bowers, I'm still waiting for that imaginary t-shirt I Venmo'd you for."
Hey, look under the shirt you got on. You're already wearing it.
And then we have a lot of book sales, actually.
Oh my God.
So we had, so I think I said Steph Andrews for Steve's next book. This is for Steve's next book to be outbid on Bowers.
There you go.
One for you, Steve. But then Marielle Bowers, I have to get my copy before they're sold out, $4.99. So that's
Amazing.
Wait, I can't believe you guys aren't paying extra for shipping.
No, that's the beautiful part. The shipping was part of the money you saved.
It's free shipping.
Well, then, Tam Brown, number 6, buying one as well, just to watch Steve's reaction. They bought book number 7. Bunce got book number 8. She needs an imaginary book for her imaginary reading.
Next thing you know, you guys are going to be commenting Leedy on my tour instead of me.
We had Natalie Smith sent in $10. "Sorry, I'm so poor. I had to get Bauer's book from Amazon." And last tip for Jenny, Patrick Yoakley, puppy, $10. We're caught up.
All right, get our next comment right now. First time of the show, good buddy of mine. It's Jared Kassebaum, everybody. Woo!
How are we doing? Doing so much fun. My name's Jared. Like they said, I'm from Indiana originally. My first ever open mic, funny enough, was actually at a club that Chris and Steve used to run back in Indiana 7 years ago on Morty. So, kind of full circle on this sometimes. But I was back in Indiana before the pandemic, and I was doing a bunch of shows. And I texted a friend of mine, and I was like, "Hey, I've got a bunch of shows this weekend. You should come see me perform." And he had seen me perform like a long time before, and he texted me back, and he just goes, "Oh, have you improved?" And, we don't talk anymore. We're not talking anymore. He actually just got married during the pandemic. I didn't even go. I wasn't invited, but I didn't go. I was shopping at a Trader Joe's recently, and a man came up to me in the parking lot, and he was begging for food. And I was like, "Yeah, I can get you something. What can I get for you?" And he goes, "Well, actually, I'm vegan, so maybe some vegan sushi." And I said, "What? I know they say beggars can't be choosers, but I don't know if beggars can be vegan either." Saw food recently advertised as 100% gluten-free. 100% gluten-free. I don't know if you thought about that. Have you ever seen that before? 100% gluten-free as a marketing technique. I think we can all agree that if something is 90% gluten-free, it's not gluten-free, you guys. If something is 90% vegan, there's a dead animal in there, okay? If you tell your girlfriend at 90% love you, you're single now. I want to make a Netflix show called Straight Eye, but it'd just be me going. I think that looks pretty good already, actually. I've been thinking a lot about the movie Air Bud. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Air Bud. I love the movie Air Bud. I think Air Bud's a great film. Air Bud, I don't know if you know, it's a movie about a dog that plays basketball, and that's the whole movie. And that the whole movie rides on that premise. My favorite part of the Air Bud movie, about halfway through the movie, they're asking themselves a question that honestly they should have asked themselves toward the beginning of the movie, which is a dog allowed to be on this basketball team? Really? And the referee, he's looking at the rule book. He looks up from the rule book. The camera swells. The camera zooms in. The music swells very cinematically. And he looks up at the camera and he goes, I don't know. There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball. And it cracks me up every time I see that movie because I've always just been like, I don't think you need that rule because I don't think the dog goes to that high school. I don't think the dog has his medical physical on file, and I think that's probably the bigger rule here. Okay? There's a lot of rules in that rule book that make sure that the vast majority of humans are not going to be on that basketball team, let alone any animal that just happens to want to play on that basketball team, right? You don't want your flight attendant running down the aisle being like, I don't know, guys, there's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't fly this airplane. Like, yeah, I don't think the FAA would have thought that one up, really. I don't know. I don't think the dog has logged his 10,000 hours yet. I think that's the bigger rule. I don't think the dog has successfully gone from cargo to passenger because that's what it takes to fly a plane in this country. I think that's the bigger issue. Another movie I've been thinking about a lot, movie Parasite. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Parasite. You don't have to have seen Parasite to get the joke. But I don't know if you've seen the movie Parasite, but about halfway through the movie, the tone shifts pretty significantly. And it goes from kind of like a bit of a like comedy to more of a darker, like kind of a thriller. And I was telling a friend of mine about that. And I was like, yeah, about halfway through the movie Parasite, the tone shifts very significantly. And all of a sudden, it's very tense for the rest of the movie. And your butthole is just going to be tight for the rest of the movie. And my friend was like, what? My butthole's going to be tight for half a movie? I don't want my glutes to be sore the next day. And I was like, do you think your butthole is the same thing as your glutes? Do you think that when your butthole tightens up, that's the same thing as your glutes flexing? Is that really what do you think that when your sphincter puckers, that's the same thing? Are you guys trying it? Are you guys trying that? Are you testing? Because it's a different muscle group, right? Are you testing it right now? Because right, when your glutes tighten, like you're gonna move a little bit in your chair, but I could tell that you were trying the butthole because like all the eyes in the audience started to glaze over a little bit. Get a little bit disconnected from me as the comedian. I feel it, okay? It changes the mood in the room. My favorite part of that joke is that tomorrow you're gonna go to work or you're gonna be talking to a friend and you're gonna be able to be like, man, me and roughly 35 other people tighten our buttholes at the same time. And I think that's beautiful all around the country, right? We got fans all around the country. That's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing that you can, because usually when you tighten your butthole, right, that's kind of like involuntary. It's like, oh, grandma was racist or something like that, right? But this was on purpose. And I think that's really cool, right? I think that's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing, really, at the end of the day. I'm going to end on a few impressions, you guys. I don't know if you like impressions. I think impressions are fun. But whatever that idea of impressions is, let's just throw that out the door, okay? Let's get on board for what's actually about to happen. So this first impression, this is my impression of Clifford the Big Red Dog facing charges of cannibalism, okay? Clifford the Big Red Dog facing charges of cannibalism. Here we go. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. That was it. That was the whole impression, guys. The whole thing. So again, I got 3 more of these. Let's get on board real fast. Again, let's. I think it'd be more fun if you enjoyed it. This next impression. This is my impression of a recovering yet struggling alcoholic who goes to a Southern Baptist church for the first time. Okay. A recovering yet struggling alcoholic who goes to a Southern Baptist church for the first time. This is grape juice. Thank you guys. That was that impression. Thank you guys. Two more. This is my impression of my Latino friend saying hello to the king of the Greek gods, Jesus. My personal favorite. This is my impression of a very scared hot dog. Okay, this is my impression of a very scared hot dog. A contest? You guys. That's all for me today. Thank you guys so much.
Kassebaum, everybody. Jared Kassebaum. Tip jar is open. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com. Of course, Super Chat on the YouTube. Jared, two things. One, that set was 90% hilarious. But also, when 35 people tighten their buttholes at once, Jenny Zigrino closed her laptop and cried.
Here's a picture of us with Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating champion. So we had our own hot dog eating contest. So that last joke really hit hard for us because
Well, a lot of hot dog themed content today.
There's a lot of hot dog themed content every day, Jared. Welcome.
Yeah, we've been a lot of hot dogs. That's why I brought you.
I've read Bauer's book. I know. I get it.
The last 11 chapters are all just about hot dogs. I don't know if you guys know that.
The different types of hot dogs and how to shove them in your face faster. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good.
I don't have a comment to make at this point in the show. Just want to make that very clear to everybody. You know what I mean?
He was the winner. Yeah, Ben did win Ben ate 20 hot dogs.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that dipping in water? You doing the technique? Dipping in water?
He didn't eat, we didn't eat the buns. He didn't eat the buns.
He didn't do buns.
Just the dog, not the buns.
Yeah, we did not eat the crust. We just ate the pie.
It's still a good approach to get your wiener wet, though.
Yeah. And did say, we don't want none if you've got buns, hun. So.
Oh, by the way, I just sold Randy Limar just bought a book for my personal Venmo. So thanks, guys. So we're up to 9 books.
All right, let's get to some tips for Jared. We had, let's see, Andrea Gordon tipped you and said, "I love that you tricked us all into tightening our buttholes together. This was my first orgy."
That's why I'm getting married.
Patrick Yoakley said $10 and said, "Straight Eye is a perfect reality show. My ex could eye a picture and say it's not level, and I'd say that it's level. Then I'd break out the level, and then I'd have to admit that she was right. It was 1 millimeter off."
I've been 1 millimeter off with most women my whole life.
Bun sent you $10 and said 90% gluten free, but 100% funny set. Glute pucker killed.
By the way, 1 millimeter off is how they advertise a bris.
1 millimeter off, or your penis is free.
You don't want a circumcision half off. That would be terrible. You want 1 millimeter off.
Oh.
True. What were you saying, Jared?
Oh, never mind. It's all good. Just another foreskin joke. I think at this point we can move on.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, we've already had 4 of those, so we don't need to. Okay.
Occasionally they
you get a 5th foreskin joke. It doesn't work.
Okay, well, I guess I won't make mine then.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Savvy Martin sent you $8.84 and said your impressions were A+.
Nice.
For that price, that was A+.
I guess.
888's a B+, technically, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Story sent $5 for each comic because she doesn't want to be a tight ass.
I wouldn't have known.
Patrick Yoakley for Jared, grape juice. Yes, very dry Sunday country area feels like that.
No.
They feel that is what he said.
How do they rectify the fact that Jesus turned water into wine? Like that's literally in the fucking book. Like, how do you be like, nope, but wine's bad? Like that was at a wedding, for God's sakes. I don't get.
Yeah, and he saved the good stuff for the end. I mean, that was literally how the story goes, right? I mean, they're clearly trying to party.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Bowers, that's the one thing that doesn't make sense about religion.
No, I just meant specifically there. Like, it's like when everybody's like, God's pro-life. I'm like, except the time he killed everyone in that flood but fucking one family. You don't think there were any pregnant women when that happened?
In fairness, Bowers, the same people who say that also don't care about adult lives.
Yeah.
So.
No, all lives matter, Steve. Anyway.
No. I refuse for that to come up in the algorithm. I don't want people to...
Sorry.
That's why they're switching to Ben's YouTube.
I'm so fucked.
it's
All
about
right.
time.
Oh, boom.
Abby sent you $10 and said, Jared, thanks for the anatomy lesson, but the butthole glute confusion is nowhere near the dumbest misconception I've heard.
I'm sure there's been worse. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but every time we have a Monday show, Ben has sex. So this is his day. This is his lucky day.
Megan sent you $20 and said, great set. Congrats on getting out of Indiana and for your upcoming nuptials.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Abby
I'll
Wright.
send it a registry link in a second if you want to go there too.
Oh yeah, do that in your plugs. Do that in your plugs. We'll get you. We'll send you some,
Okay.
we'll send you some
Seriously,
ladles
send me
and
the
shit.
link. I'll put it
Okay.
in.
Cool.
Seriously. Abby sent in a late $10 tip for Jenny. We also had Front Row Steve sent $10 for Jared. Team Butthole Unite.
By the way,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
my new
looked at
merch now.
I just looked at Jared's registry, and he's actually registered for 15 copies of Bowers' book.
It's the gift that never gives. It's great.
Brad sent you $10 and said, I think you're onto something here. Comedy exercise classes. Never skip butthole day.
Butthole day.
Zara tipped butt stuff and hot dog. Standard Monday?
Yep.
The Grim Retail sent you $10. This is actually the 1 month anniversary of my own marriage, so I'm happy to pass on my blessings to Jared and his wedding. Great set, very funny.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll pass 5 of that along next month.
Butt stuff and hot dogs is playing at the Roxy, by the way. I think that'd be a fun band.
On a Monday.
Let's see. Anna Marie tipped each comic, split between our funny friends today. It's very sweet. Thank you, Tam Brown, for making everyone on the show anal retention today. And then let's see. Tam said, Steve, you were good too.
Ah, yes. We liked your energy up there.
Yeah. Grim Retail's Bowers.
One day.
Here's some generals. Grim Retail's Bowers. Here's a down payment for the ghostwriter you can hire for Booze Clues to write your next book. Andrea says, hey, if I pre-order Steve's book, do I have to read it?
Andrea, I wrote it and I didn't even read it, so don't worry about it.
Miley Kwan bought book number 10 for your not book.
Bowers, if you sell more copies of your not book than you did of your actual album,
which is gonna happen for sure. That's the great part. There's no homework. When you buy my album, you gotta listen to it. When you buy my not book, you don't do shit.
We the joke was that we didn't have Bowers merch, and so then we made that, Bowers doesn't have any merch, so we made him merch. And I think we're actually close to selling more copies of your non-book than we did of your actual shirt.
I don't know. I mean, Brad Clark has 2, but I think other than that, we don't have any.
Also, I don't mean to take some of the credit away from Bowers here, but even Bowers' imaginary book has a ghostwriter. He didn't even write it.
All right, a couple more, and then let's get to the game. Zara said, just emailing with my team because Jane Goodall's Book of Hope launches today, and all I can think of is how much I just really want to read Chris Bowers' Book of Nope.
Yeah, we have a condensed version called the Cliff Nopes.
All about nope and change.
And then book number 11 goes to Front Row Steve and Val oh no, wait, I lied. This is for Ben's book number 1 pre-order. Val hopes it's a scratch and sniff.
Thank you very much.
No, we don't. The game today, guys.
It smells like Jenny Z's brother. That's the problem with the scratch and sniff book.
That's the problem with Gen Z people in general.
All right, the game today is going to be Home a Band. I really liked Grimbeard's The Front Doors.
Nice.
And then I liked Oingo Boingo's Justin Timber Lake House.
Nice.
So Jenny and Jared, starting with our video front row, these are the ones we vote on. So just remember your favorite one. And who's starting us off? I think it's Ehrlich.
All right. Well, first you can also buy my book. You want, or you can just send me $25 and not get the book. That works for me as well.
By the way, Sean, is there going to be a new chapter in the politics of fair trade about spending $25 for nothing?
As long as the labor wasn't exploited, then it's fine.
Perfect.
It's still fair, still fair trade.
you know, it's fine. I used the money to exploit the labor I didn't even use to make the book. That's the sad.
Yeah, so yours is not fair trade.
Yeah, all of my profits go into blood diamonds. Sorry. That's a joke. I'm kidding. That's where I went too far. Jesus.
Yes.
Uh-oh, imaginary Oprah just took it off the book club list.
It's called Nopra.
And then
Albert's book just fell into a million little pieces. Sorry.
That's a very deep cut, but I love that one.
Thank you very much.
My game entries are Rake by the Ocean.
Nice.
And Dave Welcome Matthews Band.
Nice.
I like that Sean doesn't know Cake by the Ocean is not a band either.
Oh, not a band. Yeah, good point.
Wouldn't be songs? Oh, no, they're bands. Yeah, you're right.
If you want to do another one later, just let me know. Front row, Stephen Val.
So we've got Mailbox 20 and Nickelback Door.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of anal. Aranka. I mean, not Aranka, but you know what I mean.
I've got the Who Left the Toilet Seat Open. And instead of the Beatles, I've got the Bedbugs.
Oh. Anna Hood.
People keep taking mine. So I have Axl Rose Garden.
Nice.
And another one, Benjamin Morrissey.
Nice.
Jennifer.
Oh. Hey, if you walk up that Sublime Stone path, you'll cut through my vegetable sound garden. Alice in Chains is in the kitchen turning a third eye blind to my Skid Row of bare naked ladies.
Nice. One of those pictures that has all the bands represented. You got to figure out all the clues.
Yeah, but Jennifer, what's your game entry?
Enough about your garden.
Nice one. Steph.
Sorry. I have LinkedIn parked in the driveway.
Nice.
And Maryland Mansion.
Oh, I like that.
Nice one. Andrea.
Okay, I have one extra, so I have three. Pearl door jams. I've reinforced fence post Malone. And here's the third one. We call these corridors because they're kind of halsey, but they're also a little Eilish.
Nice. Abby.
I have Tom Petty and the Homewreckers.
Nice.
And did you call the Exterminator about the Beatles?
Help.
Last row, Steve.
All right, I got a bunch, so put it on my tab. Okay, Roof Paul.
Nice.
Amy Weinrack.
Nice.
Demi Lovesedo.
Wait, she has house in her name, Steve.
She does indeed. Chimney Hendrix.
Nice.
Konstantin Maroulis.
Constantine. Stop it.
Fountains of Wainscoting. And this one's for Ben. Barbecue Streisand.
Nice ones. I'll bill you. Timothy.
All right.
Sorry,
This is the part of the show where you read them, not write them. I don't know if you're aware of that part of it.
I was responding to something. I shouldn't multitask. I have a tool shed in the backyard.
Nice.
Nice.
And you too. Go wash your hands.
Nice.
Greg.
All right, I got smashing the neighbor's pumpkins, and that example in the post, Snoop Dogg, his producer is Dr. Drapes.
Don't forget about drapes.
It's Drapes Day.
Rebecca.
I've got Panic at the Empty Refrigerator. And Boys Splash Zone.
Zara.
Hey, so I've got 3 doors down is the bedroom, next is the bathroom, and then the hot tub outside.
And then what's the end of it?
The hot tub.
Thank you very much.
There's a privacy curtain as well. Second one is the Netflix and chillers.
Nice.
Love it.
Erlich, did you come up with a different one?
Oh, here we
Yes.
go.
Tom Petty and the Hearthbreakers.
Worth it. LaBelle.
All right, so I'll pay for my third, but I have sconce and roses.
Nice.
I have for Bowers, I have the stripper police. And I have a Patty doorbell.
Nice.
Wendy.
Did you know that before Patti LaBelle went solo, she had a group called LaBelle? So LaBelle's new apartment. And Ben Folds, the laundry.
You hear that, Grandma?
Angles.
Yeah, I got the doors to my house. And,
Nice.
Neil diamond shaped window.
By the way, that's not a diamond-shaped window. That's a window shaped like Neil Diamond.
I always got them mixed up.
Hello again, vertical blind.
Or your house is settling. That could be your house is settling.
Sometimes I tell a joke really bad and I try to get it finished before Taylor can spotlight me, and then I try to make a face like I didn't just tell a joke. I'm like,
We know that. We know that's what you do.
okay, good.
Are there any other audience members that have game entries that haven't been on that want to do me on air? All right, these are the rest of the entries. So we have Frankie Berman, Home Devo.
Evo.
Yeah, but I figured, yeah, that's fine. Cynthia had Days of the New. Kitchen reconstruction.
You know Devo's big hit, Wipe It? That was one of my favorite.
Wipe it good.
It's because she wanted us to know that it meant the Home Depot.
Devo.
You know what it was? Is I first read it as demo, like demolition, and then I just said, I saw it was a V in the last second, so I said Devo.
I love when Rachel tries to explain why she misreads something and it just sounds less sensical. Instead of just a common sense misread, well, I was thinking of demolishing things, and so I put the M there for no reason, and that led to all of where we are now.
That led to all we are now, yes.
Oh, all right. We also have Adler had Elton is in the John.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
The Grim Retails, Section 8 CDC. Dana, 9 Inch Nails. Sorry if it was already said. Damn, that was such a Canadian thing to say. Frankie Berman, it was Grimbeard's. He also had Maryland Mansion. Nice. Jack, since you have to keep your lawn mowed at home, the Butthole Turfers.
Oh my god.
Adler, New Kids in the Crib.
Nice.
Anna Marie Dory, instead of the Sinks. And you guys know the CCR Comfy Couch Reunion.
Nice.
Megan Lou's Brick Atsley. She had Patio Klein.
Nice.
And she had Puddle of HUD. HUD.
Oh my god.
Puddle of HUD. Who is that?
Megan Lou's.
Puddle of HUD is really fucking good.
Dana had Men Without Hard Hats. Tam, Jimmy helped move the buffet cabinet. And I think that's all of them. Those are all the entries.
All right. I really liked Elton John's in the bathroom from Adler, Sinks from Anna, the Sinks. I like Panic at the Empty Refrigerator from Rebecca. Maryland Mansion was good. Reinforced Fence Post Malone I liked. Roof Paul from Last Row Steve. But I got to give it to Puddle of HUD from Megan. That was really, really good. I like that one a lot. Jared, what was your favorite?
I think for me, it went between Chimney Hendrix. I love a good short pun, or Elton the John, and I think I'm gonna go with Chimney Hendrix.
All right, Jenny.
I think my favorite. I was actually gonna say Jennifer's very long-winded one that I won't even. It will not win, but it does deserve honorable mention. However, my favorite was Pearl Door Jams.
Nice. All right, Ben.
Pearl Door Jam's hit song was Jeremy, It's Broken.
There's some really good ones. I loved Puddle of HUD. I loved Dave Welcome Matthews Band from Ehrlich. Lincoln Park in the Driveway from Steph. Chimney Hendrix, but I got to give it to Greg with Dr. Drapes.
Nice, Rach.
Fucking A. Axl Rose Garden was great. I loved Pearl Door Jams. I love Dr. Drapes, but I'm going to give it to Puddle of HUD.
Nice, Steve.
I had it as Dr. Drapes because that just makes me giggle. Just the idea of Eminem and Snoop rapping with Dr. Drapes is just too good. Then Puddle of HUD came out of fucking nowhere. That was winner. That takes it. Puddle of HUD it is.
Nice.
Collect your prize. Email us at sdscshow.com.
Oh, Jenny, did you have any?
What?
Did you have any? You don't have to if you didn't.
Oh, I did. Sorry, there's tape, and I got distracted. There's tape on the counter, and okay. Anyways,
And when she saw someone win, she just slowly closed her laptop.
Right. I don't deserve this life. Creedence Clearwater Basement. That's what
I like that one.
And then Stained Carpet.
Nice. Jared, do you have any?
By a puddle of mud.
You have any, Jared?
Nothing more.
Okay. Ben, you got any?
I have 6.
Steve, how many you got?
I just got 1. Or you know what? I got 2.
I don't have any.
All right, Steve, do yours, and Ben, bring us home.
All right, I got Demo Lovato.
Nice.
And then I have
that's pronounced Demo Lovato.
It was decided between that and Home Depot Lovato. Anyway. And then the last one is Blink 187 rules for this fucking HOA.
Bring us home, Ben.
His first one is not exactly an entry, but it sort of is. It's what Elton John says when he shows up at your house for a dinner party, and he's kind of feeling himself that day. Don't let your sun go down on me.
No.
I'm going to keep this filter on now because I'm very embarrassed about how that was not received well.
Okay, do you have
Ben, you totally got the game.
Ben, do you have any game entries, though? Did you have any game entries?
We've got You're Getting on My Nirvana.
Nice.
This one applies to a lot of the country. Guns and Rosé.
Nice.
Aunt Pearl's Jam.
Nice.
ZZ Girlfriend.
What is your home life like?
I think you
Aren't
know.
these something to do with housing?
None of these have anything to do with housing.
No, he gets yelled at home. These are all people yelling at him. That's what he sees homeless. Homeless people bitching at him. That's what this is about.
I think the Elton John one was closer to the game.
Well, this last one really doesn't apply then either, but metal liquor. But he's a really smart kid.
Ben was a metal licker. That's a criticism he heard as a child. He's held on to it. All right. What's the night king? What's the night king
game? Let's do home a song. So like Sweet Home, not Alabama.
Fair.
Nice.
Fair.
Or like, let's say there's a certain artist you want to share his childhood. That could fit into the game in some way.
Or every entry that
Oh.
Ben submitted.
Yeah. Hey, I have a song. What if we did Rake by the Ocean? That'd be a good one. All right. I think it's time for the song, Ben. Here we go.
Don't let your son go. Oh, the other song. I'm so sorry.
This song.
It's Leedy Doodle time. It's Leedy Doodle time. It's time for doodles done by Leedy Corbin, who's real tired from tour.
Yay! All right. First up, I have #NoFilter.
Where's Leedy? We got to see Leedy spotlit too.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'll
fine.
get up there. Then I have the Bowers technique.
All the drugs. All the drugs.
There you go.
It's called balance. It's
That
called
is
balance.
fantastic. From what I understand, those are drug references.
I had to Google all of these.
Work balance.
I love how fancy a candle I use with my heroin spoon. That's a really nice
there you
candle.
go.
It's a very 18th century candle.
Just standing there with no candlestick either, just kind of right on the edge where it's a house fire.
I don't know how drugs or candles work, I guess.
I don't think you've ever seen a bong before. That's definitely like a science beaker.
I'm so sorry. I don't do drugs. I'm sorry.
One time my mom said to my sister, she goes, hey, can you go upstairs? She's like 20, my sister's 25. She goes, can you go upstairs and blow out the candle in my room? You know, it's complicated. I'll get it. She's like, I can blow out a candle, mother. It was my favorite line I've ever heard of my mom.
Steve's tour is the only tour in the world where you come off of it and you do less drugs than before.
Leedy's the only
What,
person
like-
from Albuquerque who doesn't know what drugs look like. So
I spent like 2 weeks touring Texas with Radu Bondar, and I picked up nothing.
yeah, you picked up nothing because he finished it all.
Who doesn't put anything down for you to pick up? That's the problem.
Then I have Elizabeth Warren and the Wu-Tang Clan. Then I've got Buy My Notebook. That's him. Showing it off. Oh, look how flashy it is. That's so great.
Actually, you know what? Leedy didn't do the art for the cover of my notebook. So thanks, Leedy. I appreciate that.
Ironically, Bowers' book doesn't have a book jacket.
No, it's only a book jacket, Steve. That's all it is.
Then I have,
No book jacket, still's got a pocket square.
then I've got Jenny crying over her porn.
No, that's hard care porn.
Yeah. Did you really have to draw the penis? Did you really have to draw the penis on the side?
I didn't have to, but I did.
Not a penis, that's a tipped over science beaker.
Then I have a contest.
Good.
And last but not least, this one is if Bowers did make a book.
Golden Barn.
Now streaming Golden Bowers. I pay freely. I'm not into Golden Bowers. That's Trump's review. And that is it from me. Thank you guys.
Just a heads up, everybody who bought Bowers' book is gonna get an actual copy of Golden Bowers. So.
Speedy, we missed you.
I missed you guys.
Yeah, man. that was
Ditto.
fun. All right, Lady Corbin at ladycorbin.com and
Yes.
at Lady Corbin on Instagram. Great. great job. I think we've gotten to the point where we plug our comics. Jared, where do we find you, buddy? How do we find you online? What you got coming up?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat for sure too. Or I don't know, I've got at Kassebaum, so it's kind of a pun on my last name, Kassebaumb. That's all social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
I love that you chose a handle that takes your hard to spell last name and makes another thing that's hard to spell to make it easier.
But then it's like at least 3 words that are sort of words. Although I noticed a guy here, Cass has the same name as me.
Guy?
Oh, there you go. See? hey, you thought Ben was a dick not getting your name right. He misgendered you. Jesus
How
Christ.
dare you misidentify her? My God.
By the way, can I just say also? So Cass was at the Chicago show, and so were a couple other fans. And there was one person who was a lurker there. And Cass asked a question during the Q&A, and so the person who was the lurker came to the merch line first, and told me that she watches the show, and I was like, hey, Cass was here also. She was right in the front row. She asked the question, she asked that improv question, and then she kind of paused, and I go, cash sibilance? And she's like, oh, yeah.
That is fucking hilarious. They don't know you know who's Cab. You know Cab Salabas? Like, oh, I love Cab Salabas. She's my favorite person.
And also, in
symbols?
Steve's merch,
Yeah.
in Steve's merch line, he accepts cash, blinks, and credit cards.
We need to do a Cab Salabas bingo someday, where it's just all the different names he's called her, and how you make bingo out of it.
We gotta you know what, if Greg Murphy is on this, we gotta do a supercut of all the times Ben has introduced her incorrectly in a row. That would be incredible.
Gotta tell you this, I write them down after every time I say them, so I have a list.
That's the thing you write down to remember in this whole thing. That's the thing you write down to remember. Okay.
Tuvlaki, Candle Sandal, Kalamazoo, Salamazoo. For 3 examples. Katrina Davis.
Jenny, how do we find you, man? What do you got coming up?
I'm on Jenny Zigrino on everything except TikTok, which I was recently banned from. I'm now on Jenny Zigrino Comedy.
Oh, you couldn't get the dance right? Did you do the dance so wrong that finally they just like, you can't do this anymore? You cannot.
I guess a bunch of anti-maskers reported me for hate speech, so I got banned.
No. What you don't realize is that Gen Z is not allowed on TikTok.
Oh, there you go. I think they're only allowed on TikTok.
I kind of have a big announcement. I'm taping my 1-hour special on November 14th in New York City for the New York Comedy Festival. It's a free show. I have 2 shows on November 14th. I'm going to put the link in the thing. If you are around, please come. If you have friends in New York City, please tell them to show up. It's all crowdfunded. It's all from fans and friends and all that shit. So this is super grassroots. I'm really excited, and also terrified and scared every day. So that's
have you thought about not taping the special so people don't have to watch it and just have them send you money directly, like maybe $22.99?
I can literally just do that now. I just be like, sorry everybody, it's just not gonna happen.
All right, well, good luck with that, man. Well, hopefully a bunch of people come, and we'll have you come back on once it's out, and we'll advertise it then. So cool. Well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. As for me, you can find me at Bowers Comedy. We just booked for tomorrow. Jenny Zigrino is going to be on Origin Story, so check that out. We're about Jenny
Wednesday,
Zigrino.
it's not Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's not Tuesday. So that's Wednesday. Wednesday on Origin Stories, 5 o'clock. We've got Jenny Zigrino. And then next week we have Proops, right? Next week is Greg Proops on Origin Stories. So check that out. You can join our Patreon. I'm also going to start my own Patreon, which is just going to be my social media. It's $8 and that's it. And it'll just be my social media because I'm not doing social media anymore. I'm just going to do it on Patreon. Anyway, Ben, what you got coming up? That's not a joke. I'm really going to do that. So that's what it's going to be. I'm stopped posting on Facebook and shit. I'm just going to post on. So fuck the algorithm. Just come to my Patreon and you'll see my social media. Ben, what you got coming up?
You just saved me 3 seconds every couple days tagging you on stuff, so that's good to know.
Yep.
And Glebe off the top. The next one after a week off is this coming Saturday at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. So not only are we still doing this show as often as we can, but if you guys want a little extra laughter and a little extra community, the community vibes and the whole spirit of the thing is so much fun. To leave off the top, I usually plug the improvised madness part, but not the fun community aspect of it. One of you is elected as mayor every time. Kira Murray is our current mayor. Many of you have already been the mayor, and it's super fun. And all week there's lots of fun activities and prizes and contests on the Facebook group once you're part of the community. So please get a ticket at nowherecomedyclub.com this Saturday at 5, or my website, benglebe.com. Please also do check out my own personal Patreon, where there's extra video hangs and contests and giveaways and prizes and what's it called? That game where you put the fucking phrases in that I always lose.
Plinko?
Yep.
Plinko?
No, the other one where the guy's like, I'm a dickhead.
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Thank you very much. And we do scavenger hunts and private hangs and all kinds of fun stuff. Check it out. Yep, and they don't tell you the score at the end, and it kind of stays up very quickly. So we do that. It's all kinds of fun stuff. Patreon.com/BenGleeb. A new episode of my podcast is out with the full audio of my interview with Charlie, my debate with Charlie Kirk last week on Earth. So check that out as well. Subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Steve.
I also have a special to announce in New York, but it is much later than Jenny's. It is going to be on December 18th, filmed at my old grade school. So tickets are now available on my website if you want to see it. Also, I have it on my.
Are you in a cafetorium? Or do they have?
It is the auditorium. We are actually we're transforming the auditorium into a decent space, but it is the same auditorium where I was on stage for the first time when I was in second grade. So,
And this is this the stage where Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote to Hamilton? Did he write that in your elementary school?
That was my high school. That's a different place, Bowers. But thank you for the plugs. Done.
Well, but just to recap Steve's plug, Steve is starring in Hamilton, hitting Broadway soon.
Yes, I am gonna do a thing on my website.
Yeah, Alexander Hamilton as a redhead is completely unbelievable. That would never happen. Rachel.
All right. I've got something to plug too. So on Saturday, I'll be in Cincinnati. I'm producing a special for comedian Ryan Singer. He's filming his special at a haunted. It's at a haunted schoolhouse. So I just sent the link out in the YouTube chat. So if you're around the area, come drive out and join us. And last, we had a couple generals. We had Dana Tip Leedy. Thanks for the Golden Bowers illustration. And then let's see, multi-fandom maniac tipped us with a super sticker. Thank you for supporting the show. And Victoria Scattereggio for Ben's great Ray Benjamin impersonation. Thank you, Ray. And that's it, guys. Audience.
Thank you so much, audience. We will see you on Wednesday. That's not tomorrow, since we're on Monday, and I didn't know it was Monday. So Wednesday.
And I just want to say how impressed I am that we've done 333 goddamn episodes, and that we're essentially at this point, like, hey, we need a major change to the schedule. But it's taken 333 episodes. So well done, us.
Oh no, I've been saying that since episode 7, but yeah.
You remember my original idea was a 24-hour variety show that just went forever. I pitched no pants but comics the whole time is what I thought.
Sure was. That sure was your idea.
Yep.
Hey,
I'll see
shoot
you
for
guys
the
on
stars
Wednesday.
and you'll end up with 330 episodes, I guess. There we go. See you, Rach. So hey, I'm excited for going forward. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Things are gonna be cool. Come check out origin stories and all other stuff. You guys are great. We'll see you on Wednesday. Love you.
Yeah, and I know I'm not going to be on as much anymore, but that's been the case for like 2 months, so you guys are used to it. But for real, I've had such a wonderful time getting to know so much of this community. I'm still going to be doing AUE every week. I'm still going to be doing my usual social media stuff on my tour shows, and because the show is only going to be the ones that I'm going to be on are only going to be once a month, I am going to be able to try as hard as I can to get us some fun special guests. I do not know who will say yes, but I'm going to ask everyone big who follows me on Twitter, and we'll see if they read my DMs.
Sorbo.
Follow me. Sorbo. Bowers
Yep,
Sorbo
using
can't
my one on
read.
that one.
Steve, just count me in. I will be there.
It's called sore bum.
And thank you all for being with us for so long. We'll be going far into the future, and hopefully at a schedule that we can all maintain so that we'll be able to bring a lot of laughter to all of you. And this is my Ray Benjamin impression, and I'd like to apologize in advance.
What's in your hair?